I'm Mike Sully Sullivan, and this is your digital virtual players meeting for MVP Disc Sports presents Gyroscope number 4, Glowhick II. Here at Pohick, all asphalt roads and across are out of bounds. In order to be out of bounds, your disc needs to be completely surrounded by asphalt. So in this case, part of the disc is touching gravel and leaves. That disc would be in bounds and you would still get a meter of relief from the OB line, which is the asphalt. If your disc is instead completely surrounded by asphalt, you are out of bounds and you take a meter relief plus a stroke calculated from wherever the disc was last in bounds. The mini golf course is out of bounds. We're going to use the string here as the OB line, and what you want to do is sort of pull it taut here from stake to stake, and if your disc is past that line, completely past that line like mine is, you're OB. Here on hole 2's long pad at Pohick, you'll notice that up here on either side of the short tee is a double mando. The mandatories on this course are trees marked with rings of paint like this. So what you have to do from the long is pass between these two trees, and if you do not, you will play from the short tee here as the drop zone with a stroke. During the glow round, there will be no mandatory. Here at hole 3 at Pohick Bay, you can see the tee pad and bench back there. This is the mandatory tree. This is the infamous hole 3 mandatory right. You need to throw to the right of this tree from the direction of the tee pad. If you miss the mandatory, you must re-tee. That is during the daytime round. For the glow round, there will be no mando. We're standing on hole 4's long tee pad at Pohick. You'll notice that there are marked trees here. We will not be observing the mando on hole 4. Here at hole 7 at Pohick, you'll notice this mando tree here. There's the tee pad back there. This is a mando right during the daytime round, and it is not a mandatory during the glow round. If you miss the mandatory during the daytime round, you will re-tee. Here on hole 8 at Pohick, there is a mandatory tree, mandatory right. Here right off the tee pad, we will not be observing this mandatory for either round. We're in hole 10's fairway at Pohick. This is the mandatory tree. It is a mandatory right. Tee pad for 10 is back there, and the basket will be in its B position just down there on the side of the hill. There will be a drop zone flagged right here. This mando will not be in play for the glow round because we will be playing to a temporary basket position that's going to be just over here somewhere on the real short ace run. And the reason that we're doing that is because there's a nest of European hornets over here. And I've flagged it with red flags. This nest is a mandatory relief area, which means if your disc lands in there, it's mandatory that you take a meter of relief from the flags at the point where you cross the flags or where your card determines you are likely to have crossed the flags, and you throw from there without penalty. Only after everyone who's landed in there has taken their shot should you go in quickly and retrieve your discs. You don't want to stir up these guys by getting your disc first. The campground area is also out of bounds. This would primarily come into play on hole 14, but could also come into play on hole 13. There is no super defined line here, except for where the gravel parking lot begins. This is mostly a card call. Use your best judgment. If you're on the gravel, kind of past these fallen logs, for example, or if you're within 2 meters of an RV, you're probably out of bounds, but give people the benefit of the doubt where you can. This is hole 14's basket. I would not recommend using any of these random porta-johns that are sitting here. If your disc manages to slide under one of the porta-johns, simply treat it as a mandatory relief area. Take a meter off the porta-john from where your disc slid under with no penalty. And if you manage to somehow get into this thing, which is almost impossible, but could happen, do not try to retrieve your disc. That will be OB in there. Take your meter and report the disc to me. I will probably have to get park staff to get it out. If it's during the glow round, that probably means you're not getting it back till the next day. On hole 17, have these OB stakes here. You can see they run down the right side of the fairway and end sort of 125, 140 feet down. These mark OB. To the right of these is OB. You measure OB here from the fairway face of the post, sighting to align to the next fairway face of the next post. That is the OB line. That's the front part here, not the back part here. And this is, OB is only applicable on hole 17. So if you go long from 16 and land past these posts, you are not OB. This is hole 18's tee pad. It is mandatory that you send a member of your card up to spot at the top of the hill and help direct traffic between hole 18 and hole 10. This is also true on hole 9 and hole 1, although you'll probably just be able to see each other. The way that you do this is the higher numbered tee pad throws first, just one person, then the lower numbered tee pad, and you alternate until everyone has thrown.
What y'all wanna do? Don't you know we always coming through? Me and my crew, let me hear you say, fired up!